Welcome back to the OBC Stadium here in Ulverstone, Tasmania for the second part of the NBL1 doubleheader. The men's game between the Northwest Tasmania Thunder and the Knox Raiders. We've had part one, which saw the Knox Raiders women's team run out comfortable 95-63 wins over Launceston Tornadoes. This one on paper appears to be a little bit closer battle between two sides that are still fighting for a final spot. They've got a little bit of work to do, but a win tonight will come in very handy for both teams. The Knox Raiders come tonight with a 5-9 record and 15th on the ladder. Last night they lost to the Hobart Huskies 89-86, where they led by 13 points at quarter time and had a lead of 17 points at one stage, so they were disappointed to throw that one away. They were led last night by Adam Thosby's 25 points. James Hunter had 20 points and 12 rebounds, and Kadarian Rains 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. And we must say we have NBL or Australian basketball royalty in the house tonight with the Knox Raiders coach, Mr. Darryl McDonald, a star of the NBL back in the 90s. The Northwest Thunder are back on their home court tonight after a trip to Geelong last night, where they lost 79-74 to the Supercats. They again led by 17 points at one stage in the second quarter. It might have been early in the first quarter, but the Supercats overran them in the end. So they now have a 6-8 record and sit 11th on the ladder, so 3 spots out of the 8. So a win tonight will be vital for them to keep those finals hopes alive. Last night's game saw Jordan Bowling top score with 19 points, Nick Banyard 16 points, 9 rebounds, Joe Chilcott 15 points, but costly for them was 21 turnovers. Can't keep giving good teams like Geelong the ball back. They'll certainly go in a little bit undermanned tonight without Rain Smith, who didn't play last night against Geelong either. He's up in Canberra at a National Under-17 camp to try and get selected in the Australian team for the Oceania Championships. And tonight they'll also be without their captain in Joe Chilcott, who, as I mentioned before, had 15 points. So he's away on a family holiday. So maybe a little bit short-handed tonight. Joined back in the commentary box by Basketball Tasmania CEO Chris McCoy. Chris, how do you see this one panning out tonight?
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, nice to be here and looking forward to a really exciting game tonight, with both teams similar records, with the Thunder, as you said, at 6-8 and Knox at 5-9, and the ladder being so close. You've got Dandenong at 7-7. 8-6 gets you in 6th position, and if you're 5-9, you're in 16th. So
if you can get on like a little run of 3 or 4 wins, you're in that 8, aren't you?
That's right. So the Thunder at 6-8, they only need to win a couple of games and get back to 50, and they're in business. And similarly with Knox as well. And looking at the Knox team, it's a strong outfit. I'm a little bit surprised they're 5-9.
It's hard to say. I was interested talking to Sam Armstrong, the Thunder coach, during the week. He said, from what he's seen of Knox this year, they've been in a lot of games, but just probably faltered a little bit in the last 5 minutes, just haven't quite been able to get the job done. So maybe that's something the Thunder can rely on tonight. That Knox can't quite finish games off, but the Thunder themselves need to make sure that they're in the game at that stage.
Yeah, it looks like they're lacking a little bit of depth. They've got their 5 players all in double figures and all score at a decent clip and decent size on the glass, and then they might drop away on the bench after that as well. And similar will occur with the Thunder tonight, being undermanned with those couple of players away, and then Trey Armstrong departing for Cal Baptist University.
Exactly. So we'll just go through the lineups for tonight. For the visiting Knox Raiders, we've got number 2, Jordan Adnam, who's the captain. Number 4, Malik Munier. Number 8, Damon Hoyer. Number 9, Josh West. Number 10, Simon Grant. Number 13, James Hunter. Number 14, Abraham Nyok. Number 20, Mike Rose. Number 21, Adam Thosby. And number 44, Kadarian Rains. The starters will be number 8, Hoyer. Number 13, Hunter. Number 20, Rose. Number 21, Thosby. And number 44, Rains. For the Northwest Tasmania Thunder, number 1, Kobe Jackson. Number 2, Jordan Bowling. Number 4, Kai Woodfall. Number 6, Lockie Dent. Number 8, Joel Beveridge, who's captaining the team tonight. Number 12, Mitchell Rowlands. Number 14, Jackson Lowe. Number 21, Paul Campbell. Number 22, Nick Banyard. And number 23, Simon Loken. The starters for the Thunder tonight will be Bowling, Dent, Beveridge, Campbell and Banyard. So fair to say Sam Armstrong will be expecting a fair bit out of his starting 5 tonight. They're going to probably have to play some big minutes, and hopefully be able to get a couple of nice little contributions from the bench players, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. And those guys have had good seasons so far. Banyard's 16 points a game. 8 boards a game. Bowling's had 15 points a game, and Paul Campbell shoots at a really good clip, and just does the work underneath and shoots at a league high 69%, just effectively taking offensive boards and just trying to score in the paint.
So we're away here at the OBC Stadium in Ulverstone, and it's the Raiders who get the game underway through Hoyer. Inside there, nice little dump down pass, and number 21, Adam Thoseby, gets the first 2 points of the game. Looked a nice little offensive move there by the Raiders.
Straight out of the block, they've gone straight inside and tried to get an easy look.
So the Thunder now through Dent, gets the ball into Bowling. Bowling just fumbles a bit, but gets control of it. Dent now with the ball, 5 left on the shot clock. They'll have to get busy here. Dent drives, nice drive, Lockie Dent, and he gets 2 points. And when Lockie Dent's aggressive, the Thunder look a far better team. Yeah,
he has to be aggressive here tonight, not only for his own scoring, but it'll assist others if he is.
Yeah, Dent's scoring output's probably been down a little bit in late weeks after a really good start to the season. 2 points there by number 44, Kadarian Rains. He looks like he's got a bit of size and strength about him, Chris.
He's going to be a big boy to move around inside.
Banyard puts up the 2-point attempt, bangs off the front of the rim. Great rebound there by Lockie Dent, and he tried to knock it off the Raiders players' legs there, but it was to no avail, and the Raiders will get the ball with Adam Thoseby to bring the ball up the court. Gets the ball over to Mike Rose. Rose gets the ball into Rains, who's guarded by Campbell. That'll be a good matchup tonight. Out now to Thoseby. Thoseby out to James Hunter. Hunter's 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Joel Beveridge, who's captaining the team tonight in the absence of Joe Chilcott.
Looking forward to a big game from Joel Beveridge. He's found it tough going in his first NBL1 season back. He can shoot the lights out, and I'd like to see him get rolling.
Turnover there by Nick Banyard. Dribbled the ball off his foot, and the Rays will get the ball back. Hoyer with the ball. Gets it over now. Rose with a little one-handed floater off the glass. No good.
Got hammered after
maybe had the claim for a foul there. Paul Campbell had got the rebound, but had to strip from him, and 2 points there from Adam Thoseby.
Thoseby had a good night last night too against the
25 points.
He had 25 there.
Banyard in the post now. Tries to kiss one off the glass, and it goes in over James Hunter. It's the first 2 points of the night for Mr. Nick Banyard.
That's Banyard's game, that mid-range jumper, getting little buckets in the key, around the key, working hard on the glass.
So the Raiders put up the shot there, and they got the offensive rebound through Rains. Hunter over to Hoyer. Hoyer puts up a 3-point attempt, no good. Gets his own rebound though, but loses control of it. Beveridge now gets the ball to Dent. Dent now looking for trailers, out to Bowling on the wing, 3-point attempt, looked good out of the hand. Fell short though, Jordan Bowling's 3-point attempt, and the rebound there by Rose.
You were right behind that one. That looked good out of the hand.
That looked gooseneck and everything, added style. So the Thunder get the rebound again, and Lockie Dent bring the ball back up the court. Guarded by Hoyer, kicks the ball out to Banyard. Banyard puts up a 3-point attempt, too strong. And the rebound there by Mike Rose for the Knox Raiders. Intercept there by Banyard. Gets the ball back to Bowling. Oh, geez, they made hard work of that, but Lockie Dent finally gets the ball in his hands.
Just kept control. It was a turnover waiting to happen, but kept control. Hopefully can get a good set here.
Dent gets the ball back from Campbell. Now go over to Beveridge. Campbell posted up there on James Hunter, and James Hunter will be called for a pushing foul. That'll be his first of the night. And the Knox Raiders lead by 2 points in the early stages of the first quarter of this NBL1 clash at Ulverstone. They lead 6-4. Thunder get the ball from the baseline. Banyard inbounds it to Dent, back up the top of the 3-point line. He sizes up his option, goes back to Bowling. Beveridge with a 3-point attempt from the corner. No good. Paul Campbell, the offensive rebound, couldn't control it. And the Raiders are away again through Thoseby. Thoseby puts up a long attempt, well off, rebounded by Dent.
Quick shot. I'm not sure that was a.
No, I'm not sure D-Mac will be too happy with that.
No, he would have liked to have seen it go in the paint and kick it out or score from there.
So the Thunder getting the ball through plenty of hands. Ends up with Jordan Bowling pulling up for a nice little 2-point mid-range shot, and it goes in. He's quite adept at that shot, Jordan Bowling.
Yeah, it's a good look for him. That's his range. He's very handy from that. He can shoot the three, but certainly mid-range there he's very comfortable.
Kadarian Range has a little shake and bake on Banyard, and banks it in off the glass. Kadarian Range now with 4 points, and the Raiders lead 8-6. Dent goes inside again, has his shot blocked by Hunter. Raines cleans up the board, and Rose brings the ball up the court.
Lockie Dent's been working hard here. There might be a sub coming in for him at the point, I'd say. Either Kai Woodfull or Kobe Jackson.
And James Hunter's trailing down the key, got the pass and dumped in an easy 2 points. So the Thunder just need to tighten up their interior defence a little bit. A few too many easy points. Campbell now with the ball, finds Dent. Banyard's able to control it now. Campbell in the post against Raines. Campbell goes to work. Flips up a little 2-point attempt, no good. Rebound by Jordan Bowling. Great offensive boards there by Jordan Bowling, and banks in the 2-point attempt.
Just outworked the Raiders there, he did. He just snuck in baseline, worked really hard and got that 2 points.
So 4 points now for Jordan Bowling tonight, and the score is 8-10 in the Raiders' favour. Hoyer just rolls into the key, but missed the layup. And the Thunder rebound. Joel Beveridge brings the ball up the court. Over to Campbell. Campbell's finds Banyard at the top of the key. Dent now pulls up for a 3-point shot, and it's good by Lockie Dent. Can shoot the 3-ball, Lockie Dent. He probably hasn't shot as much as he probably needs to in past weeks, but that's a promising start by Dent. He's got 5 points now, and the Thunder hit the lead, 11-10.
Yeah, he's 31% out there. He's probably a fraction better than that with that shooting stroke, so he should keep shooting it and shoot it with confidence.
So Raines now with the ball, goes to work on Campbell, flips up a little 2-point attempt, and it rolls in by Kadarian Raines. He's up to 6 points now for the night, and the Raiders retake the lead 12-11.
The big fella's got some moves.
He's got some moves.
Not just size, he's got a few dance steps in there.
So Campbell now with the ball gets it over to Dent. Dent finds Beveridge, guarded by Hoyer. Now back over to Banyard, guarded by Hunter. Bowling finds himself open with a 3-point attempt, and it goes in from Jordan Bowling. And when his confidence is up, the Thunder, he can drain it from anywhere, Jordan Bowling.
Well, it's important to hit those so that it opens up further in the paint.
Kadarian Raines responds with a lovely little 2-point attempt from the baseline, and that prompts a timeout by Thunder coach Sam Armstrong. They just need to tighten up the defence on the Raiders' big man, who's already helped himself to 8 points tonight, and the scores are tied 14-all, 3 minutes 16 left here in this first quarter.
It's going to be a tough matchup on Raines, and maybe Banyard might be the match to go there with Campbell slipping to one of the other bigs.
You get the feeling Campbell's a little bit aware. He doesn't want to give, because they're a bit thin tonight, the Thunder, he doesn't want to give away early fouls. So he's probably giving Raines just that little bit of space, and Raines is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and Campbell's gains more athleticism rather than banging down low as well. He's a good supplementary defender. He'll come across as a help defender and block a shot or change a shot. So maybe Banyard might be the option with Raines if Raines keep going like he is. He's 4 from 4 from the field.
Just got the obligatory text message from Julian O'Brien tonight. It's just a little bit of information. Apparently James Hunter on the Knox Raiders team tonight is the son of Todd Hunter, the nephew of the late Mark Hunter, and one of the founding members of the great 80s rock band Dragon. It was in the Illawarra Hawks training squad last year, hence O'Brien's tweet, the Illawarra Hawks #1 ticket holder. And
are we at a trivia night here tonight?
And then
the guru's listening.
And then apparently his mum Joanna co-wrote Rain and wrote Age of Reasons, which was sung by John Farnham. Wowee!
There you go. I'm better for that.
I'll take that to the next trivia night I host. I'll tell you that right now. Kai Woodfull's on the court for the Northwest Thunder. He gets the ball over to Nick Banyard. Banyard's thinking about his options there. Puts up a tough shot there on number 10 Simon Grant, who's come onto the floor, and Grant's given away the foul. It wasn't bad defence. He forced Banyard into a tough shot. He just got bailed him out a bit with the foul.
And Martin Parker was all over that. He said he wanted him himself mentioned in the call, so we'll give him a good shout out early. He was right on top of that one.
You could have called that one quite easily, I think, Chris. So Banyard at the free throw line. The first free throw was flat and awful and clanged off the front of the rim. So he needs to his second one was just a little bit strong, so he overcompensated there and he's missed both free throws. And the scores are still tied at 14 all, just under 3 minutes left. Nearly the interception there by Jordan Bowling, just ran out of real estate, and the Knox will get the ball back.
Nice bit of pressure there, and it's a good time to do it when you've got Jackson and Woodfall on the court up front. You've got a bit of leg speed there. Then Jordan Bowling just about intercepted, so on the wing.
So Range turned the ball over there for the Raiders, and the Thunder get the ball back with young Kai Woodfall bringing the ball up the court. He's not young, he's 22, Kai. He's had a 4-year college career in the US. And he's been a handy pickup for the Thunder for this back half of this NBL1 season. Kobe Jackson puts up the shot, short. Great hustle there by Nick Banyard, tipped it to himself. Gets the ball over to Jordan Bowling, open three-point attempt, too strong. Paul Campbell, surprise, surprise, an offensive rebound. Jordan Bowling again from the corner, misses again, and the Raiders finally get the rebound through through Malik Mounier.
Couple of good looks there for the Thunder. They'll be happy with those looks. They just didn't go down. But Paul Campbell active on the glass. Very important that he does that tonight.
Rose's three-point attempt was no good. Cleaned up by Bowling on the offensive rebounds. Nick Banyard with a mid-range jump shot. No good. Paul Campbell, offensive rebound again. Kobe Jackson drives inside, kicks it out to Woodfall, out to Bowling now. Bowling drives. Great pass inside. Paul Campbell, a little two-handed. It wasn't quite a slam dunk.
We'll call it a little squeeze.
Squeezed it in. And the Thunder lead 16-14 here at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston. So the Raiders now with the ball. Three-point attempt goes up there from Thosby. No good. Jordan Bowling and strong rebound. And gets it out to Kobe Jackson. Kobe Jackson into the front court now. Looking for his option. Kicks it over to Bowling. Bowling waits for the play to unfold. Gets it out to Woodfall. Woodfall finds himself open. Shot goes up, no good. Rebounded there by Simon Grant, and the Raiders are away again. Oh, Kobe Jackson. Oh, unlucky Kobe Jackson. Got the steal, but just in his attempts to try and get past Malik Mounier there, just pulled him back and fouled him.
It's what he needs to do all night, though. He needs to hassle the ball carrier. He needs to be really active.
That's his game.
And if he crosses the line a few times and picks up a couple, well, that's all part of it.
So substitution for the Northwest Thunder. Jordan Bowling coming off for a breather, along with Paul Campbell, and on the court comes Simon Loken, and for his first run tonight is number 14 Jackson Lowe. So the Raiders now through Thosby. The ball went to Mounier, who was trying to get the ball into Jordan Adnam, who's on the court, and the foul there on number 1 Kobe Jackson, who's quickly picked up 2 fouls here in the first quarter.
Now, Abden come off the bench last night against the Huskies and had a nice night. Had 11 points off the bench when he's only been playing 10 minutes a game. So if he gets that output again, Coach McDonald will be very happy.
2 points there to Adam Thosby, and he's up to 6 points now for the night. And a turnover by the Northwest Thunder on offence. That's what killed them last night against Geelong. 21 turnovers. That's just way too many turnovers.
And an interesting side stat here. Last night, both of these teams led by 17 points in the first quarter, and both of them got beat. Led early.
So the Raiders now, Thosby with the ball. Through to Knox, who the ball will end up being turned over, and it's Kai Woodfall now bringing the ball up the court. Woodfall just waiting for the troops to arrive. Jackson back to Woodfall. Now over to Banyard, to Loken, to Jackson Lowe, guarded by Adnam. Into the post goes Loken against Nyack there. The shot was short. Nyack cleaned up the rebound, and the Raiders are away through Adnam, who...
Good defence there, Jackson. Caught him straight up and down, forced him into a tough line.
Oh, the almost full court heave there from, I don't know who it was because I heard the siren go and I started looking at something else.
It was D-Mac.
Whoever shot that, it was after the siren, but she swished the net on the other end of the court. But that is quarter time here at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston, and it's 16 points apiece. It feels a bit of, after the hot start the women's game had, it just feels a bit of a down on this game, doesn't it?
It does, but it's an enthralling contest. You know, both teams are fairly evenly matched, and both are battling hard on the board. There's really, as we can see with the score, there's nothing in this on the glass. It's 12 rebounds apiece, offensive boards 5 and 4. assists 6 and 3, just shade the Raiders. Turnovers are fairly even too, so there's nothing in it. I do like how the young fellas come off the bench for the Thunder and give them a bit of energy. That was just when they were getting 2-4 points down. Woodfull and Jackson gave them some good minutes off the bench there.
So a lovely bit of A4 paper delivered by Bruce Robinson hands us some numbers as Chris McCoy pours over those. Leading scorers so far tonight for the Northwest Thunder, Jordan Bowling with 7 points, Lockie Dent with 5, Paul Campbell with 2, while for the Knox Raiders, Kadarian Rains with 8 points, Adam Thosby with 6, and James Hunter with 2 points. Just having a look at some of the stats there. Rebound count is even. Knox with a couple more assists and 1 more turnover.
Yeah, I think the Thunder would like the game being up and down a little bit more. Especially if they can rotate through the young guys and keep some legs on the floor. If they can pressure the Raiders into some turnovers or some bad looks, they can run back the other way and hopefully get a few cheap buckets.
So the Thunder's shooting percentage at 37% compared to 42% for the Raiders. The Raiders haven't been able to connect on any 6 of their 3-point attempts, where Thunder are 2 of 6. So we're back underway here at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston with the Thunder with the ball through Kai Woodfull. Woodfull finds Dent. Dent guarded there by Mounier. Oh, poor pass by Lockie Dent. An easy pick off there by Simon Grant. And the Raiders had a sort of easy attempt there for 2 points, missed it, and whoever rebounded there stepped out of bounds, and the Thunder will get the ball back. Good
to see Jackson Lowe getting some minutes tonight. One of our young state boys had a nice carnival up in Townsville with the 18s.
So Woodfull now with the ball again, finds Lowe to Dent. Dent back to Lowe. Oh, Loken was nearly open there in the post, back out to Dent. Dent drives, but a great bit of defence there from Mounier. Stripped the ball from him. Mounier finds Hoyer. Hoyer puts up a 3-point attempt. Great pull-up 3-point there from Damon Hoyer.
Yeah, that looked very nice.
That's his first basket for the night, and the Raiders open the scoring in the second quarter. They lead by 3 points, 19-16. Kai Woodfull with a 2-pointer, I think. Yeah, 2-pointer. Foot was on the line, and that's his first points for the night.
Good to see. I think it was his first attempt. It'd be good coming into a team. It's always tough to work into the mix, so getting an early shot away and will give him a lot of confidence in this game.
It's that balance between wanting to impress but wanting to do the team thing as well. An easy 2 points there from Jordan Adnam, found himself under the basket, and you can see the family resemblance there. Clearly a brother of Kyle Adnam, who was a fine player in this league for many years. Great hustle there from Jackson Lowe, forced the ball off Simon Grant as they battled for it underneath the basket, and the Thunder will get the ball back on the baseline. 22 seconds left on the shot clock. So Jordan Bowling to take the ball from the baseline. We've got a very young team out here at the moment with the Thunder. Loken finds Dent. The ball just got tipped out of bounds. Sam Armstrong clearly not happy with Simon Loken. Paul Campbell meant to come back on the court.
Nick Haywood stood up there. I think he thought he was in.
he was keen, wasn't he? I think he thought he might have been half a chance tonight with a few players missing tonight for the Thunder.
Obviously had a great career and still could play, but now gives his wisdom as assistant coach.
That's right. Woodfull puts up a 3-point attempt. I thought it may have not beaten the shot clock. The refs thought otherwise, but then he gives away the foul on the other end. He fouled Malik Mounier there. And substitution for the Thunder with Jackson Lowe coming off to replace by tonight's standing captain Joel Beveridge. So the Thunder now with Woodfull, Dent, Beveridge, Bowling and Campbell on the court. While the Raiders, the refs are just discussing something here. I'm not quite sure what. Maybe where the ball is supposed to be inbounded from. They're ready to go. Martin Parker had no input in that, which is disappointing.
I think Nick Draper might have taken over as the lead official here.
Oh dear.
He's a very promising state referee.
So the Thunder now, Hoyer puts up a 3-point attempt, and I don't think that hit anything on the way through and went out of bounds. Thunder will get the ball back. They trail by 3 points, 7:51 left here in the second quarter. So Bowling brings the ball up the court for the Northwest Thunder. To Beveridge, to Woodfall. Woodfall goes inside, flips up a little 2-point attempt, no good. Rebounded there by Grant for the Raiders, and he finds Hoyer. Hoyer brings the ball up the court, gets into Nyack inside. Nyack flips it. Oh, that was 3/4 of the way in and come back out. Who put the glad wrap on the rims is Chris?
Yes, it looked, it was a nice move. It was a strong move, and it was in, but then it was out.
So Campbell finds Woodfall. Woodfall kicks it out to Dent. Dent's 3-point attempt, no good. There's bodies flying everywhere there on the rebound, and it's gone against the Thunder. Paul Campbell doesn't look happy about that call. He thought he was pushed. But referee Nick Draver says, no, you're the one who did the pushing. And that's Campbell's first foul tonight. And the Raiders will get the ball back from the baseline.
Important that Campbell doesn't rack him up too much. He competes hard and has a tendency from time to time to get himself in foul trouble. So only having one foul early is important for the Thunder.
His game last week against, who'd they beat last week? Can't remember. Hobart was outstanding. 21 points, 21 rebounds.
That's a big night.
That is a big night, but he was well held last night against Geelong. Great hustle there from the Thunder. Hoyer now the ball has to get the ball up on the shot clock. 3-point attempt goes up. Oh, unlucky there. Oh, great block there by Paul Campbell. Dent, Woodfall. Thought about the 3-point attempt. Gets bit to Dent now. Looking for Campbell in the post. Campbell now. Kicks it out to Dent. Dent puts up a 3-point attempt. Look good out of the hand. Great rotation on the ball. And it swished through. And the scores are tied at 21 apiece. 6:26 left here in the second quarter. The Raiders now have the ball. Grant puts up a nice little turnaround jump shot there by Simon Grant.
Gives him good bench productivity, Grant.
Bowling brings the ball back up the court for Thunder. Beveridge to Dent. Beveridge kicks it back out to Bowling. Bowling puts up a 3-point attempt. Looked flat out of the hand. Hit the front of the rim. Rebound there by Nyack, who gets the ball to Adnam. Great hustle there, Jordan Bowling. Pushed the ball out of bounds before Grant could get to it, and the Rays will get the ball back on the sideline. Substitution here for the Thunder. We've got Kai Woodfall coming off for a spell, replaced by Nick Banyard. So the Thunder adding a bit of height here, and the Raiders will respond by bringing back in their big man, Kadarian Rains.
I'd like to see Bowling work in a bit further. He made his first three, but he's missed the next 3 or 4. He just needs to vary that game, mid-range game, a few drives in the key, and then the odd 3.
So the Thunder grabbed the steal there from Lockie Dent, who stole it out of Hoyer's hand. Bowling now back to Dent. Dent guarded by Adnam. Finds Bowling now. Bowling to Campbell. Oh, the pass.
Bad pass, or was he held?
Well, I think there might have been a little bit. I think Campbell's, Banyard's momentum was going one way, and Campbell tossed it the other way.
Yeah.
And just sailed over his head and out of bounds. So the Knox Raiders still with a 2-point lead here.
They're in a zone now, the Thunder, changing their D up.
Hoyer drives in, kicks it out to Rose. Rose fumbled the ball. Oh, Jordan Bowen couldn't quite control it as he looked to get the steal, and it went out of bounds. Knox will get the ball back. 8 seconds left on the shot clock.
And the score table doing a terrific job. Did not reset there when there wasn't a change of possession. They were all over it.
Very sage scorers there, let me tell you. Not their first rodeo tonight. Rose puts up a 3-point attempt. Oh, great shot there by Mike Rose.
Leads his team in scoring at 16 a game, 38% from threes.
That's his first points for the night. And the Rays out to a 26-21 lead here. Joel Beveridge to Banyard. Banyard to Bowling. Kicks it back out to Banyard. Banyard, a little mid-range jump shot, no good. Kadarian Rains the rebound, gets it on to Hoyer. Oh, great hustle there by Joel Beveridge. Someone's beer probably went over in the sponsors box there, but they don't care. Great hustle by Joel Beveridge. Lockie Dent, open 3-point attempt. Oh, no good. Mike Rose with the rebound. Adnam, guarded by Bowling, forces up a tough attempt at Kadarian Rains. That's just too strong.
Big fella inside. Remind me of Michael Rawlings in his prime.
Rollins was a bit more undersized, I think, and got away with murder inside. He told me that the other week. Nick Banyard, great defence there by Hunter. Banyard still getting himself off the floor. Rains now, great hands there by Jordan Bowling, forces out of Rains' hands, Now Dent comes away with the ball for the Thunder. Beveridge looking for bowling on the wing. Back to Dent. Back to bowling. Bowling thought about... That's a no call there by the referee. Hoyer went flying backwards. So will that be assessed as a flop? I don't know.
Haven't seen the signal. It seems to have gone away from the trend of always calling that now. Which is
Adnam puts up a 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Joel Beveridge. So the game's not quite reaching any great heights at the moment. Both teams just struggling to put the ball consistently in the basket, especially the Northwest Thunder, who are on 21 points, only added 5 points to their quarter-time score. So Dent now with the ball, back out to Beveridge, to bowling. 4 left on the shot clock. Paul Campbell with a rainbow shot. Dirk Nowitzki would have been proud of that rainbow. No good. Raines runs the ball down the floor, kicks back out to Rose. Rose with a 3-point attempt. No good. Oh, the Thunder stood there and watched the ball, and a great hustle there from the Rangers player. I couldn't quite see who it was. It was Hunter. And there's the flop warning. There's the flop warning, and it's fair to say DMAC is not happy with the flop warning.
And a strange time out from DMAC. They seem to have momentum there, so the Thunder would be happy to have a little bit of a rest and just assess. It's been a 5 to 12 quarter so far with 3 to go.
So defensively they've been okay, the Thunder. The problem is their offense is it just can't find any baskets at the moment. Yeah,
their mid-range and 3 aren't going at the moment. I'd like to see them get inside a bit more, either get to the line for some easy ones or get some chippies around the hoop. It's important to get those, because if you live and die from outside, sometimes you die.
Yeah, the Thunder's shooting percentages dropped down to 28% for the game so far, and it's in a lot of their losses they do shoot the ball poorly. In a lot of the losses, they can run and gun with the best of teams, but when their shooting percentage starts dropping, they're in big trouble. So Knox just on a little 7-0 scoring run here at the moment, and assist-wise 10-5. So it shows they're moving the ball around, work pretty well in offence, but just struggling to get that real open shot at the moment. The Raiders. So the Raiders will take the ball from the end line through Jordan Adnam. Finds Raines, who's over to Rose. Oh, 3-pointer goes up there from Adam Thosby.
They were in a zone there again, the Thunder, and a nice screen on the base to get that shooter open.
So the Raiders out to a 10-point lead now. Thosby up to 9 points. For the 23-31.
And that's the sort of look that the Thunder need, something that's a high percentage look in the paint, and then when they collapse down on that, they'll get a better look outside.
Mike Rose open in the corner. 3-pointer goes in and out, rebounded by Joel Beveridge. Beveridge gets the ball to Banyard, Campbell, and Campbell with the easy two-hand flush.
It's a very nice transition play there. Campbell ran straight down the centre and got exactly to the right spot.
That's exactly what he did last week as well. Campbell got, I don't reckon too many of his points were outside of 3 feet from the rim last week. 3-pointer goes up there from the Raiders. That was Thosby, missed, and another rebound there by Beveridge. Beveridge kicks across to Woodfull. Woodfull drives, well guarded by Thosby, to Bowling now. Bowling drives in, finds Campbell. Campbell thought he'd missed the easy one, but the reason was because he was fouled by Hunter, and Paul Campbell will go to the free throw line for 2 shots with his team trailing 25-31.
And it looks like the emphasis out of that timeout from Coach Sam Armstrong was to get the ball in the paint, which is great. The last 3 plays have been inside the paint.
So Campbell to the free throw line to shoot 2. His first one looked short out of the hand. It's short it was, clanged off the front of the rim. Thunder's foul shooting at the moment is none of 3.
That says to me they've got to get there more. It means they've got to take it. They've got to take it inside more to get to the line more.
And now it's none of 4.
That's all right. That will improve.
In saying that, they have the same percentage as Knox, who haven't been to the free throw line this game yet. Which is, that was back court. I don't know how Mr. Parker missed that. Rose gets the ball over to Thosby. Thosby pulls up. Oh, great block by Paul Campbell. Campbell, active hands. Thosby's shot goes up again. And the Thunder away again through Woodfall. Woodfall had to bowling to Beveridge into Campbell. Back out to Beveridge. Beveridge shot fake. Puts a little runner up. Oh, Nick Banyard cleaning up around the rim. Got very high there, Nick Banyard.
Might have been falling anyway. Joel Beveridge would have liked that one on his stat sheet, but it was better to be sure. And Banyard.
It's interesting. That would be called. That wouldn't be points in the NBA, that.
No, anywhere in America, that's basket interference and wiped away.
3-pointer there from Adam Thosby, and it was true 12 points now for Thosby, and the Raiders back out to a 34-27 lead.
Important to get a good set here just before the half.
Bowling goes to work on Hunter. A little fade away. No good. Rebounded by Adnam, and the Raiders are away. Rose now. Screen set by Rains. Rose to the hoop. Contested by Campbell. Oh, great shot, Mike Rose. Got the foul out of Paul Campbell there, and he'll go over the line to try and complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, they look down the other end, and then a 3-point play for the Raiders just before the half, so it takes it from a 6-point gap or even a 5-point gap up to now a 9-point, could be a 10-point gap.
So Joel Beveridge comes to the bench for the Thunder. Lockie Dent back on the court. Mike Rose, free throw attempt is true, and leads now 10 points, 13 seconds left. Thunder race the ball down the court. Woodfall goes up above range, no good. Paul Campbell, great offensive rebound. Isn't that travel? No, it's not travel, says the referees. Dent now kicks it back out. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Then it gets shot through. Jordan Bowling, 3-point attempt is well short, and that is half time here at the ABC Stadium in Ulverston, where the Northwest Thunder have a little bit of work to do in the second half. They trail the Knox Raiders 27-37. It hasn't been a game you'd remember. You remember in a hurry.
No, the shooting percentages have certainly dropped, but the size of both teams, and they're playing hard defence, so they're forcing a lot of contested shots, and everything's contested under the rim, so it's good from that point of view. But then there has been a lot of open looks from threes that haven't gone down. You can see the Thunder's shooting at 23% and the Raiders at 25%, so they're not connecting at a great clip outside. At the moment, the Raiders deserve their 10-point lead.
Yeah, no, they've just done a few little things better than the Thunder at the moment. The Thunder players have gone into their change rooms to talk about things, but Coach Sam Armstrong and assistant coach Nick Hayward remain on the bench here going over a few things, trying to work out how they're going to put up a winning score is probably their main plan of attack at the moment, because at 27 points at the half-time won't get the job done.
No, and they're missing a few players. Obviously, Trey Armstrong, they've still got to adjust to him being away, and he was 16 points a game. We got Joe Chilcott, who averages 10 points a game and had 15 last night. He's away. And also Rain Smith, who has played the last 9 games and gives them 14 minutes off the bench for 7 points a game and shoots a 3. So a couple of key outs, but you've got to play with those that are on the floor.
Exactly
and
right.
They've got enough on the floor here tonight to win this game, and it's an important one at 6 and 8. If they drop to 6 and 9 with 5 games to go, it's very hard to then square it back up at 8 or 9 wins to get you into the top 8.
Yep. So some of the stats here at half-time of this NBL1 clash between the Thunder and the Raiders. The Thunder, 8 points to Lockie Dent leads the way, 7 points to Jordan Bowling, 6 points to Nick Banyard. For the Knox Raiders, Adam Thosby with 12 points, Kadarian Rains 10 points, Mike Rose with 6 points. Rebound leaders, Jordan Bowling has 6 for the Thunder, Paul Campbell with 5 for the Raiders. James Hunter with 6 and Simon Grant with 5.
Yeah, I think both coaches would be looking at half-time and looking at ways to improve. Knox have done a good job. They've got inside a lot and got some easy buckets, but they also miss their opportunities outside. We've had Hire, 1 of 4 from the 3, and Rose, who can stroke it out there, 1 of 4. Thosby, who had a big game last night, he's 2 of 5 out there. So 4 of 16 from threes, and there have been a lot of good looks for the Raiders. So, they'd be wanting to improve on that. Defensively, they've been very good against the Thunder, who they've restricted to those 27 points at the half. 11 points in that quarter. A lot of the main starters need to get going in this game. Like Bowling started well, but he's 3 of 9 from the field. Dent started well and needs to create for himself, but create for others as well. He's 3 of 7. He needs more shots than 7. You're looking at Paul Campbell's worked inside. Yeah, he'll just be complimentary. He's 2 of 4 inside, and Banyard needs to score. He needs to have 20 for them to win. He's 3 of 9 at the present.
So that's the situation here at the ABC Stadium, where the Knox Raiders hold a 37-27 lead at half-time of this NBL1 doubleheader. The earlier game saw the Knox Raiders come away with an easy 95-63 win over the Launceston Tornadoes. We'll take a short break here at the ABC Stadium and be back with the second half in just a moment. Rightio, so we're back here at the OBC Stadium in Olston, northwest Tasmania, for tonight's NBL1 clash between the northwest Tasmania Thunder and the Knox Raiders. And it's the Raiders who have started the better in this game. They lead the cold shooting northwest Thunder 37-27 at the half. A minute to go left before the game resumes. My co-commentator Chris McCoy just poring over some stats at the moment, but it's fair to say the Thunders need to lift that shooting percentage up at the moment, saying 31% compared to the Raiders 41%.
Yeah, that's right. That's really the difference in the game. The Thunder shooting threes at 23%, 31% from the field. And Knox went on a 10-0 run and the margin's 10 points. So it's a game you look at and you think the Thunder can certainly get back in this game. And pretty quickly, even though they've only scored 27 for the half. There was an emphasis there on getting the ball back into the paint, which I think they need to do. They need to go into Banyard and Campbell and get bowling cutting through the paint as well. Lockie Dent needs to be active and get his feet into the paint and distribute from there and kick out and get them moving. So I think that should be the emphasis. Certainly take the shots outside, but try to have the emphasis of going inside and then coming out.
So the Raiders to start with the ball in the second half. Mike Rose to inbound it. He finds Damon Hoyer and the Raiders are away. Back to Rose, over to Hunter. Hunter now to Thosby, guarded by Bowling. Thosby, nice drive. Great move there. Adam Thosby fended Campbell, the incoming Paul Campbell off the right hand, laid it in with the left, and that's a lovely move there by Adam Thosby.
Help defence was too slow there. Campbell turned his head watching his man, and when he turned back, he was on the rim.
Joel Beveridge with an early three-point attempt, no good, and the Thunder, there was a foul there on the rebound. I think it was on Nick Banyard, I think.
Might have been Banyard or Campbell.
No, I don't know. I saw a two go. It might have been Jordan Bowling even.
No real foul trouble for the Thunder.
No,
Campbell on two, and Bowling only has one, which is good. So there's no trouble there. And likewise for Knox, three fouls for the half.
The refs lost their whistle or something.
Well, they've let it play. I think the officiating's been good, but I think the attack on the hoop probably needs to be stronger if you're only causing three fouls for the half.
Fair call.
But I like to see the game played like this. I like to see them let it go a bit and call the obvious ones and don't have to call every hand check.
No. So I'm not quite sure what the delay is here.
I think Bruce Robinson pressed the wrong button on the score table.
We'll blame Bruce. It's always convenient to blame Bruce. So we're still waiting. I honestly don't know what the delay is here.
We're right to go.
No, we're right to go now, apparently, though. So Martin Parker gives a thumbs up, and the Raiders are back underway. Rose, Thunder have got a bit of a trap going on here. Thosby now gets his way out of the trap, back out to Rose. Rose guarded by Dent. Gets it over to Hunter, who's guarded by the much smaller Beveridge. Now over to Thosby, guarded by Bowling. Kadarian Rains now guarded by Campbell. Shuffle. Hunter has to put up a three-pointer. No good. Oh, the Thunder just cough it up on the rebound there.
It was great defence from Paul Campbell. He stayed on the right shoulder of Rains, and obviously the scouting report says he likes that jump hook over that shoulder. Gave him the left, but he didn't take it. So good defence there, Campbell.
So Rose now gets inside, puts up a little shot, no good. Hunter was just too big there for Bowling. Now the ball bounces around, the Thunder finally get it back. Dent now runs up the floor. Dent kicks out to Beveridge, to the trailing Bowling. Bowling with a three-point attempt, and it's good. Jordan Bowling, the trailing three-pointer there, and the Thunder cut the lead back, their deficit back to 9 points, 30-39.
Good to get Bowling going again. He made his first one and then missed his next 6 of the night, so now he's 2 of 8 from out there.
But Thosby responds there for the Raiders with another nice little two-pointer with the left hand. Thunder back in action now. Beveridge goes inside, kicks it out to Banyard, hands it off to Bowling. Bowling pulls up, flips up a little shot, no good. Rebounded by Hunter. Hunter now.
Good on the glass.
He's very good on the glass. Great hustle there by Bowling, but it fell straight back to Thosby, and Thosby Jordan Bowling a bit unlucky there. Great hustle, but the ball just landed back in Thosby's hands and he flipped up a little two-pointer.
Thosby's got a liking for Tasmania. He's 25 last night and he's moved up to 18 tonight.
He's having a very good game, is Adam Thosby. Dent now with the ball for the Thunder. Gets into Campbell in the post. Back out to Dent. Dent puts up a three-pointer. In and out. Rebounded by Hunter. And the Raiders lead by 13 points here. Thunder have had some good looks early on, but just haven't been able to connect on enough. Hunter drives on Banyard. Oh, that's a bit too easy. And Nick Banyard fouls James Hunter in the process. Hunter to go over the line for 2 free throws. Substitution here for the Raiders. Jordan Adnam back on, and Thosby's having a rest. Might be a little bit injured there, Thosby. Just holding his hands up on his head. He's sucking in some big breaths and just pointing to his chest there. He might have just taken a blow somewhere along the line because he's had the hot hand to start this third quarter. You wouldn't take him off an hurry, I wouldn't have thought. It
might have been Pitcher's arm, putting his arm in ice. He's stroking it nicely
in
the Tasmanian swing.
So Hunter connected on some free throws there, and the lead now 45-30 to the Raiders. They're just slowly extending this lead. Dent now with the ball for the Thunder. Their offense is really just, it's hard to see where they're going to get easy points from the Thunder. Banyard puts up a shot, rebounded by Paul Campbell, back out to Beveridge. Beveridge to Bowling. Bowling puts up a three-point attempt. That's no good. Dent flew up for the rebound but missed it, and the Raiders are away through Rose. Kicks it over to Hoyer. Hoyer puts up a three-pointer, no good. Gets his own offensive rebound. Mike Rose with the three-pointer now. Oh, sweet shooting there from Mike Rose. And the Knox Raiders out to a 48-30 lead. And Sam Armstrong, the coach of the Northwest Thunder, has to call a timeout to try and arrest this. The Knox Raiders on a 9-0 run. And it's starting to get out of hand for the Northwest Thunder.
Offense rebounds kills you there. 3 on the break, which was a good look for the Raiders. It missed short and the ball hits the floor. They pick it up, hit it straight back out to the shooter who's got his feet set. One of the best times to shoot a 3 after you've got an offensive board, and nails it. Beautiful shot and rhythm. And right now that's a good timeout for the Thunder. They needed to have a think about it, have a talk strategy. Maybe try a different look on defence now. Might be a good time to switch it up a bit, maybe a bit of a trap or a bit of zone. The zone hasn't worked for them tonight, but it might be worth time to try something.
And they need to try something because they're not getting any easy points on offence, because they're earlier in the season what their strength was getting out and running and getting the rebounds, and bang, all of a sudden easy 2 points. They've got 30 points in half and a bit of basketball, and they've only scored, they added this quarter, 3 points in 3 minutes of basketball. So they just cannot get any flow on offense at the moment. The Knox are putting on a bit of a press here now. Woodfall with the ball, needs to get the ball over quickly. Woodfall still with the ball now. Over to Dent. That's an easy foul there by Jordan Adnam, just on the block. And the Thunder will get the ball back.
Well, the Raiders in a zone here, so it's important to try to move that ball. Just looking on who we've got there for the high post, probably Bowling through the high post to slice through there and see if we can get some mid-range jumpers or dump down slow.
Who's that floor sweeper out there at the moment, McCoy? He wasn't putting much back. He wasn't putting much back into it.
No, he saves himself.
Clearly you taught him how to clean a floor, not his mother.
Correct.
So the Thunder now, Bowling open three-pointer, and it's good from Jordan Bowling.
Well, he needs to keep shooting it, doesn't he?
He does.
He needs to have a big night for the Thunder to put up a winning score.
So the Raiders lead 48-33 here, 6:25 to go. Rains kicks it back out to Rose. Rose has got a lovely stroke. Missed that one, rebounded by Simon Loken, who's on the court for Nick Banyard. Dent now with the ball. Dent into Campbell. Campbell out to Dent, out to Loken now. Hands it off to Dent again. Bowling now. Pulls up for a mid-range jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Hunter. Hoyer now with the ball over to Hunter. Hunter goes inside to Rains. Rains looks to go to work on Campbell.
Over that right shoulder.
Campbell,
nice strong move there from Rains.
He was just patient there, Raines, wasn't he? He was just waiting for that moment where he made sure he got Campbell in the air, drew the foul, and Kadarian Raines will go to the line for 2 free throws. Raines so far, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Looked like he was in for a really big night at the start of the game. They've managed to contain him a little bit up until now. Oh,
and he's 50% from the line.
And given from what we just saw there, you can probably see why. Raines now for his second free throw.
Ooh, short, that'll go.
It just rolled in. It's still a 50%. It's not textbook, that free throw style, but
no.
Oh, Lockie Dent, nice drive. Missed the shot, but a nice clean-up effort there by Simon Loken. Offensive rebound, gets the easy 2 points. That's his first points for the night. And the Raiders lead is 49-35, 5 minutes 25 left here in the third quarter.
Loken's a big size. He just needs to do that. He needs to clean the glass and put some body on blokes.
3-point attempt there, missed there from Hoyer. And Logan got the rebound. Bowling now with the ball. Gets it over to Woodfall. Woodfall now running the point. Gets to Dent. So basically pretty much got 2 point guards on the floor at the moment. Dent goes baseline. Finds Loken, mid-range jump shot. Simon Loken, nice shot there by Simon Loken. That's his go.
Back-to-back baskets from Loken.
Yeah, confidence will be up a bit. Oh, Dent there with a little wraparound steal. Hoyer was aggrieved that he didn't get a foul called. But the Thunder push on in offense here. Dent now to Loken. Loken, confidence is up, puts up the shot.
Rolled around and gone.
The user-friendly roll goes in from Simon Loken.
And that's a timeout to DMAC after Loken goes on a 7-0 run.
Oh, did you get a 3-pointer for that? The scoreboard up here is saying he ain't got a 2-pointer. Our stats people are saying a 3-pointer. You know, it is given a 3-pointer. So, yes, a 7-0 run by Simon Loken drags the Thunder back into this game, and the margin back into single figures. The Knox Raiders up 49-40, 4:29 left here. And that's what they need. They need someone off the bench to just give them a bit of a boost, a bit of impact.
From somewhere it had to come.
From parts unknown it came.
And we didn't expect it from Simon Loken.
Especially not the 3-pointer.
But he looked confident in what he did. He got that first bucket, then hit a mid-range jumper, and then, okay, I've hit that, I'll step out to 3.
Yep. So the Thunder, as we said, on a little 7-0 run, all those points coming from the hands of Simon Loken. So after this, coming out of this timeout, they'll be looking to continue this little run, just drag themselves back into contention here. Knox looked like they were running away with this one, but the Thunder have just hauled themselves back into it. Anytime you can get under double figures, you're always a chance. So the Raiders back underway with Simon Grant inbounding it to Mounier.
Lockie Dent's given good energy here on defence. He's been hustling, got his hands in a couple of times. It's an important time of the game for him.
Adnam now out to Grant, whose shot missed. Raines gets the ball back. Rose back into Raines. Raines' shot no good. Woodfall with the rebound. Needs to get himself out of trouble though. He's surrounded by 3 Knox Raiders. Bowling now with the ball. Gets the ball over to Banyard and they cross the half-court line. Mike Rosa with a great set of hands, poked it away from Banyard, but it went out of bounds and the Thunder will get the ball back. 19 seconds left on the shot clock.
Woodfall did well there, stayed composed amongst the 3 trees and didn't turn it over.
So the Thunder to inbound the ball through Jordan Bowling. Gets it out to Dent. Thunder trail by 9 points here in Olston. Loken, who's had the hot hand to haul them back into this game. Back to Dent. Dent finds Bowling. Bowling inside to Banyard, but referee Nick Draper said, you stepped out of bounds, Jordan Bowling, and that'll be a turnover by the Thunder. Just when they were trying to just chip in that lead, just a silly little turnover.
9-point margin with 3.5 to go. You get back to 7 or 6 and suddenly you're right back in it. If the Raiders get a good set here and a score, it then goes back to double figures.
So the Raiders, Hunter stepped out of bounds. No, it was a foul on Jordan Bowling, says referee Robert Ross. And Bowling is on 2 fouls but comes off for a breather. and has been replaced by, who came back on there? Joel Beveridge, I think. So Rose now with the ball, guarded by Dent. Over to Mounier, over to Thoseby. Thoseby's three-point attempt was well short, but cleaning up there was Kadarian Rains, and he flips in the little two-pointer, and the lead back out to 11 points for the Knox Raiders.
Big fella swallowed up that air ball. It was a good defensive set until Rains got it deep.
Banyard goes to work on Rains. There might have been a foul there on Grant, but the referee said play on, but it didn't matter to Banyard. Got himself 2 points. Banyard now up to 8 points tonight. He needs to have a big end to this game for the Thunder to win. Oh, great move there by Simon Grant. Got fouled hard by Nick Banyard, but managed to reverse in the layup, and he'll go over the line for 2 shots.
Pick and roll action there, cleared that side out, ran it nicely. Two players went to the ball carrier.
And that was a hard foul because we heard Simon Grant hit the floor.
Yeah, if you're going to use them, you better use them.
You got 5 of them. Grant converts the 3-point play, and the Raiders back out to a 12-point lead. 2 minutes 42 left here in the third quarter of this NBL1 game at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston. Woodfall in the corner puts up a 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound gobbled up there by Thoseby. Rose now with the ball. Rose just floats into the rim. Great rebound there by Loken off the missed layup by Rose.
The Thunder have gone small here with basically 3 guards, along with Loken and Banyan. So they've probably tried to run the ball a bit, increase the tempo, see if they can cut into this margin.
Dent was fouled there by Grant on the way up the floor, and the Thunder get the ball back. 42-54 they trail. Banyard looking for his options. Loken kicks the ball over to Dent now, to Beveridge, to Woodfall. Woodfall in the post to Banyard. Banyard against Rains. Rains, strong body Rains. And the Raiders are away on transition. And the easy slam dunk there by Adam Thoseby. The transition there from that rebound was electric, Chris.
Yeah, that was a straight outlet. Thoseby was ahead of the pack and made a nice leaner.
It has been an issue for the Thunder defensive transition. Some teams have been getting some easy points on them.
3 guards on the floor and no one back.
No. So Dent pulls up, faked the 3-pointer, put another attempt up after he relocated. No good, and Rains with the rebound again. Thoseby over to Mounier, to Rose. Rose, spin move on Beveridge. Then the foul by Nick Banyard. Simon Loken, they called that on.
Rose is a player, isn't he? He does a lot for this team. He guards the best offensive threat. He's been to bowling most of the time tonight, and then when bowling's off the floor, he went to Dent. Then he scores. He shoots that 3 nicely. He runs the floor. He rebounds. He's got a nice stroke.
Just looks very smooth, doesn't he? He's a very smooth operator. Rose makes the first free. Who was the Rose that played in the NBL who was a really good operator?
Robert
Rose. That's it. Adelaide 36ers?
He played for a couple of teams. He was there with 36ers for a while. It might have been South East Melbourne as well.
Yeah. So they get the offensive rebound, the Raiders, but Loken with the block there on Grant, and the Thunder back in offence. Woodfall to Loken. Loken guarded by Grant. Woodfall, 3-point attempt. And it's good from Kai Woodfall. Much needed 3 points there by the Northwest Thunder. They trail by 12 points, 45-57. Final minute of this third quarter. But the Knox Raiders just run the ball down the other end, and Malik Mounier with the easy 2 points down the other end. That
one was poor defence.
Just waltzed through the key, didn't he?
After a scored basket to go straight through and cut straight through the middle for a layup.
Nick Banyard took it strong to the rack and was fouled there by... Not sure who the foul was. Might have been Thoseby, I think. No, it can't be Thoseby because he hasn't racked up a foul yet.
Might have been Grant, was it?
Might have been Grant, I think. So Nick Banyard to go to the free throw line for 2 free throws, where the Thunder have been barren all night. They're 0-4.
That'll change right here, I'd say.
Here we go. The commentator's curse has been firmly fix on these 2 free throws from Nick Banyard. First one goes up. Oh, there it is. Oh, Christopher McCoy, what have you done?
No, you'll be right here.
They're none of 5. And while they haven't been in the line too many times, those sort of stats just irritate a coach.
He's a 70% free throw shooter. Come on.
Not tonight. He's a 0% free throw shooter tonight.
Throws up the brick.
And the Thunder give away a cheap foul on the rebound as well. Simon Loken there.
That's a bad mistake.
Sam Armstrong's just pacing the sideline like a cage lion. He just wants to get out there himself, I think.
Coach Armstrong knows that's a bad play. Who was it? Loken, because over the back. It puts him to the line. 36 seconds left. It still gives both teams another possession, and it gives them 2 freebies here.
So Abraham Nyock goes to the line for the Knox Raiders. He rattles the first one home. Lead out to 15 points, 60-45. Nyock, second free throw attempt. All good. 2 from 2, and the lead out to 16 points, 61-45, 36 seconds left. Raiders going for a bit of a press here. Jackson gets his way through it. Directing traffic. Oh, the great defence there by the Raiders. But the Thunder get the ball back. Woodfull now drives. Kai Woodfull, nice drive.
Did well. He removed the big guy on the drive. Used his body well. Picked up a few tools in the States. Good to see.
So the Thunder trail by 14 points. 10 seconds left in this third quarter. Rose guarded by Woodfull. Woodfull tries to keep on. Great interior pass there to Grant. The last shot goes up there from Kobe Jackson, missed by a lot. So that's 3/4 time here at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston. And it's the Knox Raiders who lead 61-47 at the final change. The Thunder threatened there to make it a bit closer. They got to within 9 points there midway through the third quarter, but the Raiders steadied. And they are in the box seat here, leading 61-47.
It was a 24-20 third quarter. It swung around a little bit. There was a couple of runs. For the Thunder to make a run at this, it has to come from their defence, has to come from pressure and then run out of that. And obviously they need to shoot the ball well in this last quarter to get back in it. But I think it comes from pressure. We might see a bit of Kobe Jackson harassing the ball and trying to get a bit of helter-skelter going forward, and maybe Bowling and Dent and Woodfull might be able to hit some threes.
Yeah, they certainly. It's sort of lead you. You're not going to gobble it all up in a couple of minutes. You need to chip away at it, but they just need to. They need to quickly. You feel like they just need to quickly get into single figures, don't they?
They do, yeah. The Raiders are, they're a quality outfit for a team that's 5-9. I'd expect them to be a lot higher than that. Having said that, it's a tough league, as we know. There's no real easy games, but they're certainly a better team than 5-9 with the players they've got. They've got a good point guard. They've got some good bigs.
Yep.
They've got Thosby, who gives them a good swing man. They've got the backup bigs off on the bench there that can come in. They're fairly well balanced. Maybe a bit of depth, but they seem to be pretty good tonight.
So the leading scorers here tonight for the Knox Raiders, it's Thosby with 20 points, Raines with 13 and Rose with 10. For the Northwest Thunder, Bowling with 13, Dent with 8, Banyard with 8. They really need to get a few more blokes in double figures to be threatening here. They just haven't had that. It's probably something they've lacked all season, that real consistent scoring threat. They rely on 4 or 5 blokes to get their 10 to 15 points each night. But if they're being well held, they really haven't had someone else to step up and get a big haul.
Yeah, the 3 most experienced, Bowling's 5 of 14, Dent's 3 of 10, and Banyard's 4 of 12. So they've all had average shooting nights, and they need to shoot well down the stretch here.
So the shot went up there from Woodfull. The ball bounced around a bit on the offensive rebound, and the Thunder will get the ball back. I think someone stepped out of bounds there from Knox, so Banyard will inbound it. His team trailing. Oh, nice pass there to Campbell, and the foul there is on number 14, Abraham Nyock. And the Thunder will get the ball back again. Woodfull quickly puts up a 3-point attempt. It was nothing but net, but unfortunately it was the front of the net because It was an air ball.
Like that one back, I reckon. Just a fraction more second to get your feet set.
Yep. So the Raiders back underway. Nyack with the ball finds Hunter just cutting to the rim, and Nick Banyard is called for the foul by referee Martin Parker.
Hunter hasn't had a great shooting night, but he looks lively type, doesn't he? He's 2 from 7, but he works pretty hard. He's got 10 boards and he defends strongly. He's a good size for him.
Yep. So again, the Thunder just give up easy points in transition, and Hunter hits the free throw, and that lead is now out to 19 points. 66-47. Banyard to Woodfall. Woodfall guarded by a couple of rows there, out to Jackson. Jackson now goes inside, kicks out to Woodfall. Woodfall gets under Mounier, puts the shot up, no good. And the Knox Raiders are away again through Hoyer.
Raiders are showing no signs of second game on the road fatigue. They still look fairly fresh out there. Both teams coming off a game last night.
So Beveridge with the three-pointer on the left-hand side, no good. And the Raiders get the rebound again. Thosby to Hoyer. Hoyer into Nyack. The shot goes up, comes off the front of the rim. Beveridge with the board. So the Thunder really need an injection of points here quickly. They trail by 17 points. Banyard, Woodfall. Woodfall finds himself open, puts up the jump shot. There's a foul being called, and it's on number 4 for the Knox Raiders, who is Malik Mounier.
Trying to bust through the screen there. I think
he
got caught. This is good hustle there from Jackson. It hasn't quite worked out on the scoreboard, but good time to put Bowling back in down the stretch here to see if he can get going.
So the Thunder with Beveridge, Woodfall, Banyard, Bowling and Campbell on the court at the moment. Woodfall with the ball, sizes up a three-pointer, hands it off to Bowling. Bowling gets the ball inside to Campbell. Campbell tries to get inside on Nyack.
And he travelled.
He did travel. The feet did look very active there from Paul Campbell as he tried to work his way. And I think the problem was there, he actually got the ball too far out. He actually had too much work to do to try and get inside the key, because he hasn't really got a mid-range jump shot, Paul. So
no, he did well to secure it, but he shuffled his feet and try and get back to the hoop.
So Mounier brings the ball up the court. Hunter now. Hunter kicks it out to Hoyer.
That's a travel too.
Oh, Campbell says, get that out of here. Great block by Paul Campbell, and the Thunder away through Banyard, who gets the ball off to Woodfall. Woodfall now to Beveridge. Beveridge over to Banyard. Banyard flips up a little one-handed shot. No good, and Mounier cleans up and then is fouled.
A lot of floaters haven't gone tonight. A lot of one-hand pushes. The pull-up mid-range shot is out of vogue, isn't it?
It is.
The players prefer to be going to these one-hand floaters. A good shot if you've practiced it for years and years, but tonight it hasn't gone.
No.
Brett Maher wouldn't be happy. The king of the pull-up from the elbow.
Ben Armstrong wouldn't be happy.
Ben Armstrong, he's here tonight too. He'd be handy. And he's
one of the great Thunder players in the history of the club. One of the legends of Northwest basketball, full stop. The Raiders turn it over there. Bad pass by Hunter. And the Thunder are away through Dent. Dent to Banyard. Banyard finds Campbell. Oh, easy little two-hand flush, Paul Campbell. That's basketball at its best.
And probably the Thunder's best player of the game. It went through 4 sets
you would
of
argue
hands.
That. Oh, Lockie Dent put his body on the line and took the charge, and the Thunder boys get all around him to pick him up. He may just need to dust himself off there, Lockie. That's a fair old hit from James Hunter.
Terrific defensive play there, and great technique on the taking the charge and the slide with 110 kilos coming over the top of you. You've got to do it well.
For those who follow their Northwest Coastal basketball, there was a bit of Wade Gibson in that. Devonport Warriors 2003.
Where's the audience from tonight? Does it say that?
There'll be people who know that.
Yeah, I've got one from Wollongong. Who's that?
I don't know.
Brett Smith from Launceston.
Brett Smith, ready. Assistant coach of the Southern Huskies. So the Thunder with Dent to Campbell. They trail by 15.7 minutes left here. Dent thought about three-pointer, gave it up over to Beveridge. Now into Banyard in the post, guarded by Hunter. Hunter gets back out to Beveridge. Beveridge comes inside, kicks back out to Bowling. Bowling goes inside. Tough drive, Jordan Bowling. Oh, in and out. Campbell went up for the offensive rebound, couldn't grab it. And the Raiders are away through Thosby to Mounier. Tries to find Rains. The pass was too strong, and it'll be a turnover by the Knox Raiders, and the Thunder will take the ball back.
Bowling did everything right there. Got to the hoop, got a good look, and just didn't drop for him.
Good substitution here by D-Mac. He's brought Mike Rose back on the court. Rose has had a very, very good night tonight. 10 points and just a steady influence over the course of the game.
Yeah, very good player, Rose. He hasn't had big numbers, but his influence has been big. He's taken the opposition's most lively guard. At the moment, he's on Dent.
So Dent brings the ball up the court, guarded by Rose. Finds Campbell. Campbell now back to Dent with the handoff. Dent now looks to drive in. Oh, the shot just spewed out of his hands and went straight into the hands of Kadarian Rains. Rains now.
Good pressure
back
here.
to Rose. Rose finds Hoyer in the corner. This could be a dagger. Oh, it was a woeful three-point attempt. It somehow come off the side of the backboard.
Play such great defense there, the Thunder, and it comes off the side of the glass and they get it back. There's a shot.
3 seconds ago. Rains with the long-range attempt. No good rebound there by Paul Campbell. And the Thunder are away again. Jordan Bowling. Three-pointer rattles in. Jordan Bowling with a three-pointer. And the margin now 12 points, 5 minutes 50 left, and the Thunder starting to press. Oh, the Knox Raiders have just thrown that to the people in the Goodstone group box there.
Bestie was all over that.
Bestie was all over that. He was a fair player in his day, Bestie, from all reports.
And the point guard Hall of Famer, D-Mac, was not happy.
Oh, that pass was literally to nobody. There was no one within 5 metres of that ball. So the Thunder back in action again. Woodfull now to Banyard. Over to Bowling. Bowling put up another three-point attempt, no good. And the rebound from Rose. They just can't get on a good run at the moment, the Thunder, to really put some pressure on the Raiders.
I think their strategy's right, though. They need to live and die with Bowling out there now, so he's just got to have the green light to see if he can string
Thunder force another turnover. Bowling's shot was no good. Oh, he's unhappy with himself there, Bowling. Thought there may have been a foul as well, but Thunder get another turnover. Some sloppy ball handling here from the Raiders. Dent now looking for his options. Campbell tries down the key, doesn't find him. Bowling over to Woodfull. Woodfull, three-point attempt. Kai Woodfull, three-pointer. All of a sudden, this game is starting to get interesting. We're back into single figures. The Raiders lead by 9 points.
A bit of belief now. The Thunder guys are up and about on the bench, on the court. They're playing full court pressure. There's belief they can do this.
Knox have just been a bit haphazard with their ball handling. I'm surprised D-Mac's looking pretty relaxed on the bench, but great defence there from Banyard as Thosby went to get. Oh, James Hunter. Oh, that's a dagger.
That hurts. That's a big
what's his three? What's his? It looked rushed.
Yes.
What's his three-point stats for the season?
Well, surprisingly, he's 41% for the season. So
right,
he can shoot at the big fella.
But that was shot clock was starting to reach zero. He threw it up.
That's one of those baskets that's a turning point in the game. They'd hustled hard. The Thunder got it under 10, got it to 9 points. Played reasonable defence there. Got a difficult look, contested, three-point to Hunter, takes it out to 12, saps the air out of the building, really.
It does, yeah. But the Thunder are showing they were chipping away there nicely. They'd amped up the defence, forcing turnovers, forcing Knox into tough shots, and we just got that deficit into single figures before James Hunter.
And maybe we're seeing the chink in the armour for the Raiders. You know, we've sang their praises of they're better than their record suggests, but they've had 18 turnovers here tonight, and when the pressure's gone up, they have looked like they're going to cough it up.
Text message from Brett Smith, you guys still awake. Clearly he's not impressed by the game tonight. He's a tough judge, Bretty Smith.
Very tough judge.
So Dent now with the ball. Bowling, guarded by Rose with the steal. He's in the box seat here, Rose. and missed the layup, but there was a clear foul there by Jordan Bowling, and Mike Rose will go to the free throw line for 2 points, and Sam Armstrong not happy.
No, with 4 to go, down by 12. It's just getting a stretch too far now.
It's interesting, the turnover count tonight, 18-9. The Raiders have had the 18 though.
Yeah, well, it's the one good thing with a inexperienced and young lineup. The Thunder have only turned it over 9 times, which is a good job to the young guards.
Yeah. Their problem is they just haven't been able, for the amount of ball they've had, they just haven't been able to convert from the field. They still haven't hit a free throw for the night. They're none of 6.
Yeah, and they've had a couple more shots. They haven't shot the ball that well tonight.
So Woodfall got inside, dribbling. Find Bowling back to Woodfall, now back out to Dent. 13 left on the shot clock. Dent drives inside. Was forced into a shot. Loken back out to Dent. Dent has to force up a shot. Oh, Dent got the user-friendly roll there. And Knox's lead at 11 points. Rose now with the ball.
Pressure's
over to
been
Hunter.
called off a bit here.
To Rains. Rains finally gets to Hoyle. Oh, Rains cuts the basket. Oh, lovely move, Kadarian Rains.
It's a nice handoff action, wasn't it? And then slice straight to the hoop for the easy bucket.
And only had to beat a couple of the smaller blokes from the Thunder as well. So with his size advantage, he's always going to get to the basket quite easily. Knox lead out to 13 now. Bowling went baseline. Loken finds himself the ball. Shot goes up, no good. Oh, nice tip in there by Paul Campbell. That's his bread and butter. And the Knox lead back to 11 points, 70-59, 3 minutes left. Still enough time for the Thunder. They really need to go on a 6-7 point run here just to really put the pressure on Knox.
Not enough pressure in this place.
Oh,
there.
great block there by Paul Campbell on Kadarian Rains. Bowling over to Woodfall. Back to Dent now. Back to Woodfall. Can they get this margin back into single figures again? Woodfall is in the key. Kicks it back out to Bowling. Bowling gets inside now. He's been called for the offensive foul there, Jordan Bowling. Just
having a look at what the officials called. Official Draper called it, and I think official Parker was also with the same call. Once you duck that shoulder, pretty easy call for the official.
He just lost control a little bit. So a costly turnover there by the Northwest Thunder, just as they were trying to build some momentum again.
Speaking of costly,
we've just been handed the Northwest Thunder are running a raffle this year where you can win a car.
I took it thinking it was 2 for $5.
Oh, no.
Tickets are $100 each.
Hey, it's a good car, mate.
It's a good car.
There's only 300 tickets available.
We'll fill that out after the game.
Just take it out of his match payments. So the Raiders now. The Raiders, Hoyer went to put up a shot. It was blocked, and he still had the ball when he landed on the ground and was out of bounds. So the Thunder will get the ball back. 2 minutes 17 left. They trail by 11 points. Time is just maybe starting to become a bit of the enemy of the Thunder now. They need to find some quick points.
Need a quick shot here somewhere.
Dent now. Dent drives up against 2 Knox players, but got fouled. I think it was Hunter was the fouler there. Yes, it was James Hunter, and the Northwest Thunder will go to the free throw line to try and make their first free throws of the night.
That will do, and Lynn Lowe liked that play up there in the stands. She liked to see them get to the line.
So Lockie Dent, you would think Lockie's, being a guard, is proficient enough to get at least one of these in, Chris. There Hallelujah, the first one is in for the night. 1 of 7 now, the Thunder from the free throw line. Margin 10 points.
Those extra 4 or 5 points.
All of a sudden they add up. All of a sudden they add up, don't they? So Dent made his second, and the lead for Knox now 9 points. Thunder with a full court press. Rose guarded by Dent, but they get over easily. Hoyer now with the ball. Back to Rose. Rose guarded by Dent. Back to Hunter. They're in no rush here. The Rays looking to soak up some clock. Rains at the top to Thosby. Thosby puts up a 3-pointer. Oh, Adam Thosby. if you don't mind.
And that's the sealer right there, and Thosby might be 3 votes on the Tasmanian leg.
As that man on NBA Jam says, the nail in the coffin. Banyard puts up a tough shot on Hunter. Great defence here by Hunter. And the Raiders are away again. They lead by 12 points, a minute 30 left. Thosby to Hunter. Hands it off to Rose. Rose guard by Banyard again. The Raiders in no hurry here. They'll use all this shot clock. Out to Rains. Well, the big man thought about the 3-point attempt. Saw Hunter open inside, but Hunter
used his strength and threw it straight through his...
It was a hot pass. It had a few
heat on it.
It had a few herbs on it, that one, and it went out of bounds off Hunter's hand. The Thunder will get the ball back. Minute 14 left, 61-72 the score here. Thunder really need a quick 3-pointer. Campbell got the pass off Woodfall as he cut into the key, and the ball went off a Knox leg, and it'll be Thunder ball again.
Like to see a quick look here, either get to the line or a quick 3-point look. It's 11 points, a minute to go. It's desperation time.
It is. Someone's got to be the hero.
Bowling.
Oh, his 3-pointer no good. Tip-in from Banyard. Attempted tip-in was no good either. And the Raiders get the ball again in the front court. Rains. Hoyer goes baseline, kicks out to Thosby, to Rose. Rose pulls up long-range 2-shot. 2-pointer. Mike Rose. If it wasn't over before, it is all over now. The Knox Raiders lead 74, 61, 45 seconds left in this game at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston. Woodfall goes baseline, kicks it out to Bowling. Bowling gets inside, good drive, but missed the shot. Rains, the big man, just dribbling up the floor, hands it off to Hoyer, out to Thosby, and they'll just soak up the shot clock again here.
Bowling's had a tough night. He's had 16 points, but he's
been made to work hard. Hunter, Hunter got the ball in the key. Woodfall come up to guard him, and then Woodfall hit the floor pretty quickly because it was a big man against a little man. I think the ball just went out of bounds, and Martin Parker said that'll be a Northwest Thunder ball. Woodfall drives up against Rains. The big man Rains had that one under control, and the Raiders will run this one out through Mike Rose. They've completed a Tasmanian double. Hard to do the Tassie double. The Knox Raiders have done it and kept their season alive. They've defeated the Northwest Thunder here at the OBC Stadium in Ulverston, Northwest Tasmania, by the final score of 74-61. Been just a disappointing game from the Thunder. They just couldn't get a lot of rhythm, consistent rhythm in offence, and putting up 61 points is going to be you're going to struggle to win a lot of games of basketball at this level when you're only putting up 61 points. Chris McCoy.
Yeah, that's right, Bradley. 61's not enough. 74, you could say you'd be fairly happy.
Yeah, you're getting close to being contention.
You'd back yourself to be ahead of 74. At the end of the day, they did struggle with the absentees. Not having Joe Chilcott here certainly hurt them. Still adjusting to Trey Armstrong and his role with the team as well. And even Rain Smith would have been handy to hit some threes off the bench there. He's shown he can really shoot it, and the level, stepping up to this level, hasn't impacted on him. He's shot it at over 40% from three. So those two players would have been handy. But even with what they had, I think the Thunder would have fancied their chances and probably started this game as favourites.
So just running through some of the final stats for the night. Leading scorers for the Knox Raiders: Thosby with 22 points, Rains with 15, Rose with 13. For the Northwest Thunder, Jordan Bowling with 16, Lockie Dent with 12, Kai Woodfall with 10. The shooting percentages probably tell a bit of the tale of the night. The Raiders shot the ball at 40%, the Northwest Thunder at 33%. They were also 33% from 2-point range, 32% from 3-point range, and only 25% from the foul line, having only went there 8 occasions and connecting on 2. For the Knox Raiders, they shot the 2-point ball at 49%. They certainly didn't light it up from 3-point range, only shooting 6-25, but were 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Yeah, looking at the schedule coming up for the Thunder, they've got a reasonable run home.
Yeah, they've got some winnable games, but we thought tonight was going to be a winnable game, and they fell a bit short.
Well, that's right. They get Melbourne Tigers, who are 9-5. They get them at home next Friday night. The week after they get Kilsyth, who are 8-5. There's two really tough games, but if you're going to make the finals, you're going to have to beat those sort of teams. Then they go on the road and they play Ringwood and Diamond Valley. Now they could, both of those teams are just below 50% win records, so they could possibly pick up one or both there, finishing with Waverley, who are currently 7-5 at home. So now they're 5, what are they, 6-9 now. They're going to have to go 4-1 in the run home.
They're going to have to at least be 50%, aren't they, to have any chance of making the final. So
4-1 would make them 10-10.
Yeah, near a chance.
10-10, they're a chance.
Yep. So it's a couple of the other stats tonight. Knox dominated the rebound count tonight, 60-37. 43 defensive rebounds to 27 was the main problem there, along with 17 offensive boards to 10. The assist count ended up sort of levelling out a bit, 17 to Knox, 15 to the Thunder. The last two stats you make for interesting reading. The Thunder had 11 steals compared to 3 to Knox, and only committed 10 turnovers to 20 to Knox, yet the Thunder never really... Look, they just couldn't... I'd be interested to see what their second chance points were, the Thunder.
Even the fast break points, there was only 7 for the Thunder, despite them turning the ball over 20 times for the Raiders, so they didn't really capitalise in transition on those turnovers or those 11 steals, which was good defensive trans from the Raiders as well. So the Raiders go to 6-9, and looking at their schedule coming up, they've got Ringwood, who are 4-9 next Sunday. After that, they've got a bit of a tough game against Nuttawading, who are up in the top 4 at 10-3. Play Bendigo and Waverley. You know, they're playing a lot of teams around them. You know, they could possibly, at 6-9, they could nearly square up with a good run.
You get the feeling this Tassie road trip, this could actually set them up for the rest of the season. They've come away, on the road trip, had 2 really good wins, come from behind last night to beat Hobart, solid win tonight. This could really set the season, and from what we've seen on paper and what we've seen tonight, they should be a top 8 contender.
Well, they should, yes. And we've said the league's really strong, so every game is right up there. And they did have an import come in late, who has obviously strengthened their depth and strengthened their team, strengthened their scoring ability. They look really well balanced. I was really impressed with them tonight. It was apart from the shooting percentages, it was a really good quality game as far as defensive rotations go. There wasn't too many open looks. The teams really worked hard. They didn't show the effects of the second game of the weekend.
So that's the wrap here from the ABC Stadium in Ulverstone, where the Knox Raiders, the visitors, have come in and taken a 74-61 win over the Northwest Tasmania Thunder to have a finish with a 2-game winning road trip here in Tasmania. The early game tonight saw the Knox Raiders also defeat the Launceston Tornadoes 95-63. Chris, been a delight to have you on the broadcast tonight. Thank you for your times and effort. You've done more stats than you've done more research than I do going into a game.
Thanks, Bradley. I enjoyed it. I'm one and done. I said I'd do it for you. So
good work.
Will we bring back Coach Radford next week?
Okay, he's always welcome back, Coach Radford. So that's all from the ABC Stadium tonight, where the Knox Raiders run out winners. Good night.